Okay, so I've got a battle here with the Second Coming, Jesus, from the Zap TPX. It's the Second Coming of the Second Coming. This is the second match I've had with him. The first one's already on my channel if you want to go check that out. So he leads with a Drifblim and I lead with my Crobat. And I just go for the Brave Bird, thinking it'll do some considerable damage to that. I mean, more than Super Fan, which is the only other attacking move my Crobat has. And he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, which I wish I'm not that bothered with at the time, because Super Fan is that Crobat's, main purpose. It's the Stall Breaker Crobat. So it's got Super Fang, Brave Bird, Roost, and Taunt. But anyway, so now that it's got the burn on it, its attack is hard, so I don't think it'll finish off the Drifblim. So I switch into my Blissey to take the hit, and Blissey gets completely wrecked. So, you know what I'm like with my Blissey, she's my go-to gal with anything. I don't want to let her get killed this early in the battle. So I switch again, and this time I'm going to my Scissor, as he goes for the Explosion, which in Gen 5 doesn't halve your defense anymore, so it doesn't do as much damage as it did in Gen 4. Plus my Scissor is Steel type, so it resists it. And yeah, does that much. So that's not off to a bad start. He's down one Pokemon, but 3 of my guys are hurt. One of them isn't really crippled, really, but because I've got the Aromatherapy on my Blissey, but until I've got that, I can't really do much. So he sends in his Darmanitan, however it's pronounced, and I switch into my Starmie, because he goes to the sub. So I'm just going to go for Surf, break the sub, and see what he's going to do with his attack. See if he's got anything he can hit me with. As normal, I'm drinking tea again when I narrate, so excuse me. I just go straight for another sub, so he can sub down to his Zen mode, as I figure is his plan. But I'm just thinking, staying here, keep hitting it with Surf, so eventually it won't be able to use sub anymore and I'll kill it, or it'll switch out and whoever comes in will take a Surf. So yeah, no Surf, breaks the sub, he goes for sub again. Zen mode activates, which transforms it into that. And then the sub comes back. And then I Surf again. And I think it looks like he might have enough HP to another sub, I'm not sure. So I'm thinking he won't sub again this turn. And he doesn't, he goes for the Fire Blast. I don't know why, maybe he only has fire attacks, but that's not going to do much to Starmie. I mean, there is it. Oh, that did a lot more than I thought. I'm just going to try and censor my DS a bit more. But anyway, he switches into Scrafty. Then I go for Surf. You know, trying to finish off the Darmanitan. I'm surprised at how little that does. I mean, I know Scrafty has some good defenses, but that took nothing from Surf. And my Starmie's got pretty high special attack. So seeing that's how much my Starmie did, I'm going to switch into my Shaman to set up the Leech Seed on it and just slowly beat it, because I'm not sure what else I can do. I would go into Crobat and Brave Bird, which would be super effective, but it's burned, so... But he goes for the Dragon Tail anyway, which sends back my Shaman and brings out my Blissey, which at the time I thought was pretty good, because I can Aromatherapy and cure my Crobat and then go into that. But then I remember it's Fighting type, so I'm not going to stay in there and take a hit. I switch straight back out into Shaman to try and get the Leech Seed up. As he goes for a Crunch. But Shaman's a beast and takes it like a champ. And I'm out of tea. Oh dear. So he withdraws and sends out the Darmanitan again, which gets hit by my Leech Seed. So that's pretty good play on his part, because now this thing that's pretty much already dead is going to be hit by my Leech Seed, so it's not going to do much. But then it's the Zen mode ability activates, or whatever it's called, and changes to that. And I don't know this thing's speed. I think my Shaman would outspeed it, and I could hit it with an Earth Power and kill it. But I don't want to risk losing my Shaman when I need it to set up the Leech Seed on this Scrafty. So I'll go straight back out into Starmie. I figured would live the hit. It does with 42 HP. I get the Leech Seed, which I was hoping wouldn't kill the Darmanitan, and it doesn't, because now I can use Recover, and my Starmie's no longer dead. I can use it later in the game. So I recover, it goes for another Fire Blast, which won't kill me now that I'm on higher HP than I was when someone fought into the first one. Takes me down to 111, 111. And then I get back some HP from Leech Seed. I was expecting to get 1 HP back, but it actually had, I know it wasn't 1, so I remember at the time, I don't remember how much it was. That's it, 3 HP. Then he sends in Spiritomb. I'm thinking, I know nothing is super effective to this, but I'm not sure what I should hit it with. So I'm going to stay in, hit it with Thunderbolt, try and get Power Hacks and see how much that does for an outline of damage. He sets up the Calm Mind, and now I know I've got to hit this thing, how much the Thunderbolt did, and with the Calm Mind, I know I'm definitely going to have to hit this thing with the physical side now. But my best physical poke is my, what do you call it, Dusknoir. Now I'm not going to bring him into another Ghost. Especially not one that's already got 1 Calm Mind. So I switch into my Shaman, and same strategies with the Scrafty, Leech Seed. He goes for a second Calm Mind, and I misclick and hit Earth Power. And I'm like, ah! At the time, so I really wanted Leech Seed, and it does so little damage I get even more annoyed at myself. But he just goes for another Calm Mind, he doesn't hit my Shaman, which probably would have killed it with +2, so I'm so glad he didn't. That misclick could have cost me my Shaman and maybe the game, depending on how well I would have taken on the Scrafty later. So this turn I don't misclick, I get my Leech Seed up and he goes for a Pain Split, which I was surprised about. Maybe he was predicting an attack, because at the moment his HP wasn't too low, mine wasn't at full, so he's not going to recover too much, and he doesn't. So this turn I want to see how much his Siege Flare does, because I'm forgetting, I forgot about the Scrafty here. This battle was at like, what was it? Like 2:30, and I completely forgot I wanted Leech Seed on the Scrafty as well, so I thought I'll stay in and see how much I can do. So I see it does that much, then I get the Leech Seed back, and I've got my Rest Lumberry. I'm deciding, do I go for that or do I go for Seed Flare and try and kill it again? And because I'm forgetting about the Scrafty, I go for the Seed Flare, and it doesn't kill. And I'm like, ah. But it's so low I know I can bring in Scissor and Bullet Punch it. Finish it off. Which just leaves me to come up with a new plan to kill the Scrafty. So I bring in my Scissor, like I said, and I'm just going to go for the Bullet Punch to finish this, because I'm sure I'll be faster. And on that much HP, there's no way Bullet Punch wouldn't kill it. But I get a pointless crit. You know, I'm sure that crit didn't matter. I don't think anyone would say that crit mattered. Then I take some Life Orb damage. He was in an Aggron. I don't know why he went into Aggron. Maybe he didn't know my Scissor has the superpower, but I do. Which is going to be super effective, and pretty sure it's going to kill it. Actually, at the time, I'm not expecting it to KO. I'm expecting the Aggron to live slightly. But it does KO it, and the Aggron goes down. My Scissor loses some attack and defense, but my Scissors have come in, hit something, switch out type of guy, so I don't mind about his stats being lowered a bit. And then in comes the Scrafty. And I'm thinking about this for a long time on the match. Do I switch out to recover my Scissor stats? It won't be at minus anymore, and you know, do something else, or do I stay in with the -1 attack and try and get it with superpower? I decide to stay in and hit it with the superpower, and it lives it with a nice chunk of HP. I lose some more life to my Life Orb, and he goes for the Bulk Up. I'm surprised he didn't go for the attack. Maybe he's predicting the switch. Probably predicting the switch, because, like I said, my Scissor was minus defense and minus attack. But now it's used a Bulk Up, and I know I'm at -2, which was like half the damage I'll take. But when it's that low, I just want to get as much damage on it as possible. I'm pretty confident at this point in the game that I've got it won, so I don't mind losing my Scissor. So I stay in for the superpower, hit it. Scissors attack falls, Scissors defense falls, Life Orb, and the Scrafty's lived with that much HP, and I'm like, come on, I was hoping he'd go for the Bulk Up, then Bullet Punch would finish it off, but he doesn't. He goes for the Crunch and he kills my Scissor, gets his Moxie, which ups its attack, but with that low HP, a super effective Brave Bird, even from my burn to Crobat, will kill it, so that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I'm sure I'll outspeed my Crobat's plus speed nature with max speed of these. But he switches out and he sends in Lucario, and I go for my Brave Bird. Which does that much, which means without the burn it would have done well over half and be a 2-hit KO. So I'm so annoyed with that burn at the moment. Oh yeah, Citrus Berry for the lols. Because, like I said before, one of my previous battles, Gen 5 don't have that many items. I go for the Super Fang, and we had this match before. It disconnected. I started with Crobat, he started with Lucario. I went for Super Fang, it missed. He went for Stone Edge, it hit, but Crobat lived it from full HP. Because my Crobat was hurt, died. I'm like, how could I get the Super Fang miss again? That's a 10% chance. 2 in a row against the same poke. So I'll bring in my Dusknoir, goes for the Stone Edge, and it misses, which I don't think it would have killed, but I think it's still quite important anyway, because I want my Dusknoir to have as much HP as possible. So go for the Earthquake, it's super effective, and that will KO Lucario. Bye bye Lucario. Now I think, if I remember, if I'm counting correctly, that Sparky is his last poke now. And I've still got my Dusknoir, my Blissey, and I think I've still got someone else as well. Dusknoir, Blissey, my Starmie's still alive. And I know Starmie will outspeed it and do a little bit more than it did with the Thunderbolt because of stab, so I can kill it with a Surf. But I decided to stay in my Dusknoir and try and Earthquake it. As he goes for the Bulk Up, probably predicting the switch. And that's it. Good game, man. Lots of fun, good match, and I hope I can rematch you again sometime soon. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks.